If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, a child shall lead them.
To buy our merch. Last song was pretty emotional. Whew. I'm still recovering. That was Sabotage Morphine Child. Okay, so up next on our Songs in the Key of Real Life stream.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is Killdozer. Killdozer's Hate. Middle Earth says, Marvin John Heemeyer, October 28th, 1951 to June 4th, 2004, was an automobile muffler repair shop owner who demolished numerous buildings with a modified bulldozer in Cranberry, Colorado on June 4th, 2004.
What?
Wait. He did that on June 4th, 2004? That's the date he died.
That's just his date.
Huh? He and other city others were in an ongoing dispute over zoning and usage of commercial property he owned. Although no one was killed in the incident, the modified bulldozer has been referred to as the Klldozer, after a 1944 short story of the same name by Theodore Sturgeon. The attack lasted 2 hours and 7 minutes, damaging 13 buildings. No one was killed except Heemeyer, who shot himself when the Klldozer got stuck. Wow. He recorded over 2 hours of tape explaining why he did what he did. The recordings are available on YouTube. The small town was somewhat divided over Heemeyer, folk hero or villain. The song exaggerates the nature and extent of Heemeyer's rampage.
I'm pretty sure
you've heard about this?
I saw something about this. That's the stream picture right there.
What?
That's the picture of the Klldozer. Yeah.
That thing's huge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw this when it happened. I don't know if I saw it live or whatever.
It was modified. Oh, really?
And yeah, he died in that situation. He's like, "You never took me alive" or some shit. All right, here we go, guys. Klldozer, let's go. Let's go. Killdozer Killdozer?
Can't be the one, right?
I love lyrics. Yes. Get it there. Yes, Pinky. Let's go. Hey, when does track?
7:05. 7:05.
Okay, so we're on track 3 now. Okay, that was Klldozer-Killdozer's Hate.
All right.
I'm coughing.
Middle Earth sent me the link to the lyrics. He said it's on
Metallum.
Metallum.
Encyclopedia Metallicum. Yeah, I found it.
Okay.
Halfway through the song. Okay. Ugh. I can breathe now. Go ahead. Yes, Brian. A Kerry Kingish solo. Exactly. I was gonna say that. I'm glad somebody remembers my affinity for Kerry King.
What's the...
Go ahead. What's the problem?
I'm trying to find those lyrics.
They're right here. It's in the Encyclopedia Metallicum.
Aha, right here. Show lyrics. Thank you.
A nice man who cared a lot for us, for the welfare of his neighborhood. Highly respected by the community, but one day he sowed terror in town. Mistreated by politicians without scruples. Insulted by their desires for power.
Insulted.
The town hall and the company agreed to build next to his workplace a plant. He tried by all means to stop this deal. It was too late. Now, his life was gone. Frustrated, all his complaints were disregarded. Resented, they will regret for what they've done. Kildozer's hate, Kildozer's rage. He swore they won't get away with it. Decided to take revenge on them. He had built a killing machine for months. A bulldozer to annihilate. Vindictive! He wanted to see the town burning. Disrupted! He had a plan to kill them all. Sick of injustice, ready to get revenge, erupts his anger against innocent lives. He has no mercy upon their suffering. Look at the people, how they beg for their souls. He crushed people's bodies, heads and bones.
No, he did not.
Broken corpses scattered on the streets. He had turned a peaceful town to hell. You could smell the stench of rot and death. Merciless! He proudly scorned the dying people. Elated! He celebrates the massacre. This is, like he said, this was exaggerated, right? He didn't really do all that shit.
No. Bringer of destruction, they sought to ruin his life, but they ended a lifeless flesh decomposing. But they ended his lifeless flesh decomposing in the ground. No. Yeah. That was just a metal ending to what,
this
to
is,
the tale.
This is what the homie had.
But, you know, like...
This is what the homie had intended to do. Those were his designs.
Yeah. I think that's really frustrating when the government... I understand... like how the government is like, okay, you can't impede progress because you like your homestead. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to bring the highway.
Was this an eminent domain situation?
I'm assuming that's what was happening because it said the plant.
Okay.
You know, they forced it in by his, or it could just be like, you know, if you had your nice little house and then right beside your house, all of a sudden they just build this, like you've generationally lived in your home and they build this mill beside you, like constant noise, smell, disgustingness.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That's friggin' frustrating.
Yeah, if you've ever lived in a mill town, it's pretty disgusting. Here's the big homie, rest in peace. Rest in peace to the homie.
I knew this woman that lived, well, she was a girl at the time. She lived in a mill town. And the guy she was dating was not from the mill town. And he said, the mill towns, it smells like sulfur, sort of this poop scent. It's gross. And they were talking about their love story in front of me. And he's like, yeah, but she came from that mill town. And he's like, even when I would take her out of the mill town and we'd get around other places, he's like, her breath just smelled like the mill. I was like, oh my God, he essentially just told us all our breath smelled like shit. And she was like, ah! She went after him on it because it was like embarrassing. But yeah, I can see how that would be frustrating, especially you have no say in the matter. Like, they're doing what they're gonna do.
Yeah, but that's not even the situation. And okay, so here's what happened.
This is the guy. Okay.
That's the guy. Rest in peace. This is according to Wikipedia. This is such an interesting. Haymeyer had feuded with Granby town officials, particularly over fines for violating the city health ordinances after he purchased property with no sewage system. Ugh. He had incurred the fines for improperly dumping sewage from his business instead of connecting to the city sewer system. Over about 18 months, Haymeyer had secretly modified a Komatsu D35A bulldozer by adding layers of steel and concrete and turned it to serve as armor, end quote. Ew. So I don't even think he's got a good argument here. He was dumping.
Yeah,
he bought a building without any sewage line, and then he was dumping the raw sewage, presumably back into the city, instead of spending the money to connect it to a.
Well, I'll tell you.
To the sewage system.
You remember that house I used to live at?
Yeah.
Not the entire house, because some of the house had been repiped to go to the leach bed.
Okay.
But the washing machine and the kitchen sink both would funnel out to the backyard.
Okay.
So basically, along that, you remember how there was that stream that would go out the back of my property?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, my dad said that stream connects to the Androscoggin, and he said all along this road, there's a whole bunch of houses that haven't piped their sewage, like mine was the washing machine and the sink, so I didn't feel bad, but like friggin' their toilets and shit were hooked up. They were just going in the back, which he said is still funneling into the Androscoggin, which is why he wouldn't step foot in the Androscoggin, because there's still so many houses that have not been properly
lined correctly or
so
whatever.
So it's all the raw sewage You understand? I just don't understand why you're not making a grossed out face. I feel like I need to get more detailed.
No, I don't need any.
Okay.
I don't need any.
That's nasty.
Yeah. The city wanted a bundle to comply, way more to the story. Okay.
Wait, you wanted a bundle to comply?
Yeah, and they would not let him connect to the system. Okay, so.
Oh, they wanted to charge him a lot. I didn't know
they wanted to. Yeah, they wanted to gouge him. Apparently, in 1992, Haymeyer purchased 2 acres of land from the Resolution Trust Corporation, the federal agency organized to handle the assets of failed savings and loan associations, for $42,000 to build a muffler shop. He subsequently agreed to sell the land to Cody Dochev to build a concrete batch plant, Mountain Park Concrete, for $250,000, according to Susan Dochev. Haymeyer changed his mind and increased the price to $375,000, then to a deal worth approximately $1 million. This negotiation happened before the rezoning proposal was heard by the city council. In 2001, Granby Zoning Commission and trustees approved the construction of the concrete plant. Haymeyer unsuccessfully appealed the decision, claiming the construction blocked access to his shop. He was subsequently fined $2,500 for not having a septic tank on the property of that his muffler shop occupied. So he was going to sell the land to this guy, and I guess he changed his mind. He increased it to $375K, and then he changed it to $1 million deal. And so apparently he didn't want the guy to buy his land. He was trying to like jack up the price so the guy wouldn't buy it, but then he spent $1 million anyway. I don't know. This guy to me sounds like just a really eccentric guy who had delusions of grandeur as far as like what he was, what his cause was. Like this doesn't seem to be a righteous enough cause for me to have this kind of a. I mean, he didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, but he could have, right? I mean, there's a million things that could have gone wrong. Let's say he was just bulldozing empty buildings. I mean, kids go into empty buildings all the time to go exploring around and stuff like that. Like, stuff could have happened.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really trust Wikipedia though, because anybody can.
Yeah.
I took the time, a dubious investment, to listen to his 2+ hours of tape recordings he made. There is way more to the story. It was a small town, and he was the outsider. Agree, not a righteous cause. Okay.
Wait, so he did his own YouTube videos?
Well, he recorded why he did what he did, and I'm sure
Middle Earth.
What he said, a dubious.
Oh my God,
dubious
you're
investment?
so funny.
Middle Earth. Dubious investment.
What were you doing while you were listening to this? Did you just sit there and do it, or
He
were
was
you like
dialed in. He wanted to hear.
Or were you doing something else?
He wanted to hear the guy's side of the story.
Like sometimes I see you listening
sure.
to stuff, but you're playing Madden at the same time.
Yeah.
But then there are other times you're just like, yo. So I want to know, Middle Earth, were you like yo, or were you like doing something else while you were listening to this?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I don't make excuses for Madden, but I was. It was a 4th and 13, and I had a pretty good play. It was about a 19-yard average play, and I had called my audibles. I set it up. There was gaps. He was running a 3-2. There was a gap. I was like, oh, this is perfect. You don't know what I'm talking about, but just go with it. So I'm listening to it.
No, I know what a gap means.
And then as that's happening, Jenk has one of his famous meltdowns where he goes, I don't know if you guys watch TYT a lot, but anytime something happens where like a right winger or a Republican gets some sort of victory, Jenk always has a meltdown and goes, we're at war! We're going to war! I don't know how many times he has declared jihad against the Democratic Party. And then like the next day, inevitably, both of them will get back on and tell you to vote Democrat. So I was like, I'm setting up the audible for this play. Tom hikes the ball. We get the ball. And Jenk, we're at war. And I just lost it. I completely lost it, just dying laughing. And then sure enough, freaking guy comes in from the weak side and sacks Tom Brady.
Oh no, that's funny. That's funny. I don't understand how you can watch them, to be honest with you.
My theory, you have to listen to everybody. So I listen to Tucker,
Yeah,
TYT,
okay, if
Jimmy.
I was going to listen to them, I would have to speed them up. Because their voices, both of them, I think both of them have voices that just very much.
You
get on
don't
my
like
skin.
Anna that much. I
don't like Jank either.
Anna is okay until she gets mad, and then when she gets mad, she tries to act like Jank. So
Yeah,
she'll
and it's embarrassing.
She'll use the same terminology and all the shit that
I feel
Jank
very
does.
embarrassed.
Shout
And-
out to Anna Caspian.
And I just, both of them, I'm not a fan. It's funny because the kids know, like, you listen to politics all the time.
Yeah.
You listen to all that stuff. And so when I go downstairs and the kids want to, like, put that on blast, and I don't know what it is, but everybody likes to listen to stuff on friggin' 10. If 10 is the highest setting, everybody wants it on 10.
Is it Johan?
Him and Dorian, both
He's
of them.
listening to Solzhenitsyn right now, the Gulag Archipelago.
He is.
Yeah, Archipelago, whatever.
So anyway, so he had some Jimmy Dore on. He was like, do you want me to put some headphones on? And I was like, no, it's Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore's voice is calm, and he laughs at everything. So
Yeah.
it's easier for me to, like, listen to that. It's
You're the
not like-
only person that's ever described Jimmy as calm. Although when we talked to him, he was so chill and so good natured.
Oh. Even on his shows, like, I don't feel like when something gets really intense, a lot of times he starts laughing at it.
It's true.
So
Ah!
yeah, he doesn't, like, get all like
Yeah, but this guy. I don't condone, creating a bulldozer or Klldozer. I don't condone it. But I will tell you that if you've ever had to deal with city ordinances,
so friggin' frustrating.
with city ordinances, you're trying to start a business or you're trying to start a church or whatever, and they can make your life a living hell.
And
I'm not justified. I'm just telling you.
No, I know.
It's a really frustrating operation to deal with these bureaucrats.
And the
Go
thing
ahead.
is, like, it's just like, okay, so when I used to work, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter what job you work. If you work a job where you're the grunt person and you're doing all the work, there's somebody at a desk somewhere in corporate that calls all the shots. And so they'll expect you to do something outlandish. Like, for instance, when I was a CNA, I had 12 people to take care of. And you're working a 12-hour shift, so you have to make sure that they're all fed, that they're all showered, that they get you. All these people were incontinent, so you're gonna change people every time they're using the bathroom. It's not like a baby when their diaper gets full and you change it. It's an adult. So when there's something, you gotta handle that right away. They're asking for water, they're asking for food, they're asking for all kinds of different stuff. But so you're over the top busy and they expect you to do everything on 10. Well, it's literally impossible to do all this and on top of that have conversation with people to make sure that their morale is up. You can't do it. You have to cut somewhere. And so you try to cut corners where it doesn't really matter as much. So maybe you don't get them the fresh water every hour. Maybe instead it's every 3 hours or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you've got to cut somewhere because it's impossible to do everything you're supposed to do. Well, I find that the towns, I don't know, I can't speak for every towns. They're like that, where they expect something outlandish. Like, they'll go into a friggin' old building, like this building was built in the 1800s, and now they're like wanting you to bring it all up to code as in like it was built now. It's like, what are we gonna rewire this entire place? Are we gonna do, and when we had that building that we were working like with other people on, it literally came down to the whims of the person that came into the building.
Yep.
So if that person wanted to make your life a living hell, then they could nitpick from the top of the ceiling to the bottoms of the floors until you would not open. So you basically really feel like you have to kiss the person's ass the entire time, because if you hit their ego wrong or something, you're not opening. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but
and
if the guy likes you, I put on the old Vinny Chom for the fire, the fire inspector, because we were not up to code. We weren't up to code, and he told me he's that's bad. He's like, that's bad. Fix that, huh? I was like, yeah, we got you. But that's because we charmed him. Whatever. Like,
but that shouldn't be a thing. Like, what if you can't charm them? It's just, they're going to nitpick everything. I don't know. It's just, you have your own house. So
it does get you frustrated. It's very frustrating. And we had a relatively easy time. getting our stuff set up.
Yeah, relatively.
Like
the other
compared to
house
what
that I
other
used to
people
live
have
at,
go
this
through.
is a wicked old house, literally built in the 1800s. And so it's been updated throughout the years, whatever. But you want to get a second bathroom. I mean, the house had 5 bedrooms and it had 1 bathroom. So we were like, all right, we need to add in another bathroom. So if you go through the town, then the town's going to come in. They're going to make all their assessments, their assumptions. They're not going to let you end up doing it. So you're essentially trying to get these, add in something extra and don't report it to the town. Like people, but then stuff lands being really not safe if somebody doesn't know what they're doing. Like obviously we had licensed contractors do the work, but if you get a licensed contractor and you don't know them, like they can't do the work without the codes. It's just frustrating. It's really just frustrating. I think that sometimes the town and the government just has way too much. This is your property, you're paying taxes on it, like leave these people the fuck alone.
All right, what do you give the song?
It wasn't really my thing, like the style of vocals and stuff like that, so I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Really?
Yeah.
This is my favorite song so far. It was heavy, and it had the type of thrash that I love because it was mega fast, but they also they didn't rely on completely the tremolo stuff, the muted tremolo stuff to make it fast. They had some really good, just hard rhythms on there. So I liked it. 9.5.
Whoa.
For me, it's my favorite song so far. I like the heavy shit. Everybody knows that. I love heavy music. We got more music coming for you, dear listener. Don't touch that dial. Stay where you are. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Go.